What's going on, everybody? Low Tech back here again. Today we're looking at the PlayStation Portable, aka PSP, from Sony. This was Sony's first handheld, and it was a direct competitor to the Nintendo DS. This console was really ahead of its time. It was released back in March 24th, 2005 in North America, and it could do a lot. This thing could browse the internet. You could use it as an MP3 player. You could play videos on it. Besides the fact that it was an awesome gaming device. The PlayStation Portable had a lot of AAA titles for a portable device, and that was a first. And the PSP's library of games was rather large. So there's a lot of games to keep you occupied for a long time. So we're here today to discuss whether or not the PSP is a good buy in 2021 when it comes to using it as a handheld emulation device. So a stock PSP could do the things we already discussed. It could surf the web. It could play your MP3 music. It could play videos. It had the UMD format for the games and movies. So you could buy movies on the UMD format and watch your movies with your PSP. However, early on in the PSP's life cycle, they were able to develop custom firmware, and it became easier and easier over time. More and more consoles were able to do it depending on their firmware, until today, where you can be on any firmware. You can update it to the latest and put custom firmware on your PSP, and it doesn't matter which model. With that, it enables you to run all your backups of your UMD discs off of your SD card. You can get an adapter, the Memory Duo to SD card, load all your backups there. It also allows you to install emulators that are designed for the PSP. So you can run NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, the Master System, MAME Arcade, anything older up to the Super Nintendo era. The only other thing above that is PlayStation 1 runs at pretty much full speed. The PSP was designed to emulate PlayStation 1. So 99% of the game library will be able to run on the PlayStation Portable. And if it does run, it will run at near native speeds. Nintendo 64 emulation on the PSP has come a long way since 2005, but it still does struggle. The PSP is still limited by the CPU that it has, so it can only do so much, and pushing N64 pretty much takes it to that limit. It really comes down to what you're looking to emulate. If you're satisfied having your PSP emulation, PS1 emulation, and then going down a couple generations to SNES, Genesis, and older, and running Game Boy, easy to run stuff, then yeah, I could recommend this device. But at $100, it's a pretty high price tag if you're strictly looking at this device as an emulation handheld. For the purposes of collecting, I mean, it's awesome. Must have. But if you're not into collecting, you're just wanting a handheld emulator, cannot recommend spending $100 for this, when $100 can get you a new device such as the Anbernic RG351P or the Retroid Pocket 2. Both of these devices have much faster processors. They have a better screen. They have the ability to emulate everything that you've seen here, everything we've talked about, and more for the same, if not less, price tag than a used PSP would be going for on eBay. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you enjoy the channel, I ask that you consider subscribing. Future videos in the works include a review of the RG351P, the Pocket Go S30, the Powkiddy Q90. I'm going to be doing reviews on all of these, and I'm going to do a comparison video on all four of them to see which one is the best. So stay tuned for those future videos. So to wrap this video up, is the Sony PSP worth it in 2021? Answer: it really depends on what your use case is. If you're collecting, you're just wanting to have this console, it is an awesome console, and I highly recommend you getting it. If you're wanting a console strictly for emulation, the PSP is a good option, but you will be limited to the level of about SNES or Sega Genesis. Anything higher than that will give you a hard time running. N64 is hit and miss depending on the game, but overall I can't say that it's a great option for N64 emulation. The only other exception to that is PlayStation 1. If you can't live with those limitations, I highly recommend the RG351P. That will give you everything pretty much up to PSP. Although it won't emulate everything perfectly, it does give you options that the PSP simply cannot as far as emulation goes. And on that note, I'm going to call this video a wrap. I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching, and I hope you all have a good day.